The 12th and final game of the Alberta Series Lacrosse regular season takes place this afternoon in Fort Saskatchewan. Good evening, everyone. It's Cody Jansen with you on 12-Ounce Sports. Fort Saskatchewan Rebels taking on the Beaumont Outlaws. Starting goaltenders for Fort Saskatchewan, John McMillan's between the pipes. 200 feet from him, Matt Murphy. For the Beaumont Outlaws, Rebels going right to left on your TV screen, wearing their home reds, black logo on the front, black numbers on the back, white trim. Outlaws going left to right, road white, blue and gold trim for them. Ang with the first possession. His pass ends up at Greg Beret behind the goal. Beret to be defended on by Chris Britton. Spins pass, Ang's up top, low shot on goal, rebounds out in front. Dewart goes behind the back. Must have gone over the goal and out of play. Didn't seem like anyone knew where it was for a quick second. Jordan Dewart did a little bit more damage last night with his gloves off than on. But boy, that video, the fight against the Mounties. Oh, round one is going to be exciting. And this game plays into it right now because the Rebels, playoff-like game. If they win, they get home floor advantage. If they lose, well, they're getting 2 home games potentially left in their season, and that 2-3 playoff battle is going to be a huge one because the winner essentially goes to the President's Cup in Edmonton. Loose ball on the ground. Thrown up for Nathan Shellington. Hard hit against the boards as Cam Ellingson steps into Zach Wildeboer. Matt Murphy, far side of the floor. Steven Nielsen's on him. Spadafora up top. Down low for Greg Beret. All the way across. Jordan Wheaton in tight. Murphy closes the wickets on him. Now it's going to bounce, and here goes Britton in transition. A.J. Pellis to join him as the other righty. Britton wants to do it himself, but he's stripped of the ball. Tyler Cole with the big play, coming through clutch. Now it's Simon Hansen. Little inside-out move. Marcus Fouillard forced to the outside. Ang's up top. Jordan Dewart in the slot. Pass over to Simon Hansen, low to low, just wide of the goal, 5 to shoot. Ginger's up top. Way downtown, goes wide, rebound to Dewart, and he scores! Jordan Dewart plays it off the backboard to the back of the net. It's 1-0 Rebels. Jordan Dewart, first of the game, and the former Junior B captain, has Fort Saskatchewan up early. Greg Bray comes up with it off the ground. Spadafora whips one wide, and this is going to bounce all the way down to John McMillan. Zach Wildeboer now off the half wall. Grabbed by Morris. Takes a stick up high. No call coming. Shellington now. Trying to go across the body. McMillan stops it and doesn't allow a rebound either. Pass over the head of Jordan Dewart, and it's going to be brought down by Matt Murphy. Britton now tries to spin to the middle. Couldn't come down with it, and Vellner collides with Ellingson in the slot. Simon Hansen, he's got the baby blue Alberta Warrior gloves on. Heads it over to Greg Beret now. High to high, trying to go glove side. Rebound scooped up by Jordan Wheaton. Spadafora now. One-on-one towards the middle. A little dish, Wheaton's up top. Fouillard knocks it down. Simon Hansen now trying to go 5-hole. Murphy with the save, and now Nielsen throws down Fouillard in front of the goal. Kelly throws it up top. Pellis around, trying to hit Liam McCann at the back door. Traded from the Rebels a couple of weeks ago, got traded to the Miners, and they turned him around even quicker and sent him out to Beaumont. Dewar back for Gingras. Moving pick got called, so they'll give the Outlaws possession. Shellington, hard pick on Britton there. He's pushed to the outside. Tassie from his own side of half. Fouillard for Ang towards the middle. Ang still won't shoot it. 6 to go. Wheaton short side, got stopped by Murphy, and it's grabbed by Matt Spadafora. 17 points on the year for Spadafora. Wheaton outside look, pass over the head of Ang, and Nielsen's gonna run it up the floor. Has Tavis Needham with him. Needham trying to go 5-hole. McMillan with the save. Rebounds out to Sam Dunk. Wheaton now. Gingras was flying in front there. Pass a little too hot to handle. Pellis now. Down to McCann. Liam McCann now splits the D. Shot wide on the stick side. Now from up top, AJ Pellis lets it go, and McMillan once again absorbs it. Jacob Morris trots down the right-hand side, hands it off for the offensive experts. Simon Hansen has Greg Beret, and he scores. Greg Beret double it up, it's 2-0. Matt Spadafora with a big face-off win. Allows Fort Saskatchewan to go back to work. Greg Beret now 3 to shoot. Spins himself to the ground. And now Beret unhappy with the little face wash he got. Swats away the stick of Steven Nielsen. Kelly from the far side. Tried to get that pass down for Matt McKenzie. And it'll be Dean Way-Widka to get on his bike and work it into Beaumont territory. Cam Ellingson waits for Jordan Wheaton, and here goes the manager. Wheaton down for Hansen. Simon Hansen's out in front. You know, he wanted that behind the back shot. Defense just clamped down on him quickly. Vellner now. Up top, Shellington. Push to the outside by Cole, but ball's on the ground, and here we go. T. Cole's got a breakaway. Cole all alone on Murphy, fires and scores! Tyler Cole, top shelf, and it's 3-0. Tyler Cole's got his first of the season. And it comes halfway through the first period. Rebels up 3-0 on the Beaumont Outlaws. In a must-win game if they want home floor advantage in round one. Vellner, he's got Wojciech and Murphy on him. Off the floor, Kelly grabs and controls. Back for McCann. Knocked down by Sherbanek. Pardon me, that was Ellingson. A man amongst boys in front of the goal. Greg Beret cuts out in front. I think that one was behind Murphy, but not before Beret stepped foot in the crease. McDougall stripped of the ball. Jordan Dewart opened the scoring here. Rebels have 3 on 9 to start the game. Fouillard intended for Spadafora. Now Ang comes in there at the hard pick. Kelly with Will DeBoer. McCann's stick goes flying. And instead of playing on, he sits there and complains. Rebels go the other way. Here's Murphy. Stopped by the other Murphy. Well, it took me 11 minutes plus to figure it out, but we got 2 Matt Murphys in this game. That's impressive. I don't know how often that happens. One's a goalie, one's a defense. Here's Spadafora. Greg Beret comes down with that loose ball way too casually. Now he spins around Nielsen, switches to righty. Or to lefty, and he didn't miss by much there. Putting his defender in a blender. And now Spadafora is going to get called for a slack. Six on 5. Will DeBoer up top. Plenty of room to shoot. It's back, and it's a quick stick for Nathan Shellington, and it's 3-1. An absolutely perfect feed by Zach Wildeboer for his 15th point of the season. Finds Shellington, and now Ang's got a partial break. Kicked away by Murphy. Ang had a little bit more time than he thought. He probably could have just posted up there. Couple more fakes, instead decided to shoot it quick, and Matt Murphy gets the better of him. Mitchell Vellner now dishes it off for McCann. Zach Wildeboer, low bouncer, off of his own teammate. I think that hit Chris Britton. Jordan Dewart has Beret cruising towards the goal. His pass was going to go back for Gingras. Dewart on the half wall. Fouillard lines and fires, and he'll peel some paint off the post. Dewart back to Fouillard. Little backhand scoop. Gingras going to have to run this one back. Around the restraining line, Greg Bray all the way over to Hansen. Fouillard back to Gingras. 4 to shoot. Defenders all over him. Penalty upcoming. Rebels are going to the power play. And if you can hear the dogs barking, they're not barking at the ref. Got a little dog fight happening in the stands. Entertainment every which way you look. We got concerts going on, lacrosse game, dog fights, beer gardens are buzzing. It's a great day in Fort Saskatchewan. Here's Fouillard, far side, scores. Had Matt Murphy in a blender, and he put it over his shoulder. It's 4-1 on the power play. Spadafora with another face-off win against Osterman. Dewart eats a couple from Nielsen. Pass ends up above the glass. Here's Britton. Gingras tracking. Britton drops to the ground. Right in tight there is Maurice Kelly. Got him. John McMillan, the Team Ireland national team netminder, makes the stop. Marcus Fouillard. Greg Beret, push to the outside. Back for Wheaton. A little bit of confusion on the D side for the Outlaws. They didn't know which way they were going. AJ Pellis now. 25 points on the season. The big righty over to Liam McCann. To the middle, good switch by Morris, and now a hard pick on Sherbanek by Matt McKenzie. And the traveling Laxman hands it off for Dewart. Offense going to work. He might as well give him the ball. He scored 4 times here in the opening frame. Fouillard back for Dewart's in tight. Matt Murphy's got his best stop of the evening. full yard now. Big wind up. Wide of the target. Transition, Debert's got to get back. McDougall, far side of the floor. Pass is intended for Shellington. It's behind McMillan. Somehow that one stays out. Millimeters away from touch and twine. Gingras misses the one-timer. Now Matt Murphy's going to send it up for McCann, and he botches it. Heard the footsteps of Tanner Tassi. McCann back out in front. To Pellis. Hansen's stick got up high on Matt McKenzie. And the pass down low gets grabbed by Morris. Simon Hansen. Pushed out back, Ang's got 10 to work with. For full yard, and he gets pushed to the ground. .224 left to go here, period number 1. Beaumont vying for their second win of the season. Rebels looking for some home playoff dates. And now John McMillan gets taken out by Chris Britton. Going the other way is Dean Wojwitka. Jordan Wheaton now knocks Bryce Wells off the ball. Tyler Cole in there also. And he'll settle things down. The goal scorer, Tyler Cole, that is. First point of the season comes in the goal column. Marcus full yard now. Trying to throw it 5-hole on Murphy. 4 to shoot. Little backhand bouncer rolls towards the crease. Zach Wildeboer. McCann. Manny in front was Vellner. Got stopped by McMillan. Shellington trying to throw that one short side. Ball ends up behind the net. McMillan in transition for Wojwitka. Chris Britton has it. Shot clock can be turned off here. 20 seconds to go. Chris Britton, the ball handler. Matt Murphy to the bench. It's now 6-on-5. Wildeboer walks into what? McMillan with the save. 2 seconds left, and he's just going to miss the empty net. Now Noyen's getting into it. I believe that's Britton down there. Britton did take a run at John McMillan earlier in the period. Words are going to be said. Can't imagine any gloves are going to come off yet. But Britton's still not too happy about it. I guess we'll see what comes when we come back for the second period. Rebels lead 4-1 at home. It's Cody Jansen with you on 12-Ounce Sports. Fort Saskatchewan Rebels Lacrosse is brought to you by Sports Interaction, the best place to bet on sports in Canada. Go to sportsinteraction.com/rebels today. You got to use that link, sportsinteraction.com/rebels, and get a first deposit match bonus up to $500. Sportsinteraction.com/rebels, the best place to bet on sports in Canada. 4-1, Fort Saskatchewan leads Beaumont after 20 minutes of play in the Alberta Series Lacrosse. Tyler Cole, 3 years between goals. This is a big one, though. Third of the game puts the Rebels up. And on the power play, it was Marcus Folliard to extend that lead to 3 shots, 16-10 in favor of the Rebels. After 20 minutes of play, John McMillan, 9 stops. Matt Murphy with 12. Taylor Osterman wins the faceoff to start the period, and Liam McCann's far side of the floor. Held out by Dean Wywitka. Liam McCann's up top to Shellington. Back for Wildeboer, fires, and it's off the post. Zach Wildeboer rings iron. And now it's Krywell with Beret had a beeline towards the net. Deward's got it off the ground. Again, this game's got a little bit more meaning than most would expect for the last game of the regular season against a 1-10 Outlaws squad, because the Rebels need a win if they want home floor advantage in round 1 against the Calgary Mounties. Mounties beat the Rebels 10-7 yesterday at the stoop apart, and what a save by John McMillan. Get that out of here, he says. Cam Ellingson now. Pass over to Hansen. Gonna go off the glass and bounce to Matt Murphy. Steven Nielsen has to run around Jacob Morris. Liam McCann off the half wall. Up to Zach Wildeboer. Down low to John McMillan, and McMillan's gonna stretch this one. Sniper got Nick Krywell, but he gets the ball back off the boards. Nick Krywell in tight. Low shot by the feet of Murphy. Skips wide. Marcus Folliard. It's a little pick from Tassie. Low to low, it's going to bounce around as the rebound is on the ground. Osterman now. He's on the ground behind the play. But the Outlaws are heading back the other way, as it was Bryce Wells. Threw it away on the 2-on-1. Tyler Cole battling there with Kelly. Noyan now. Stripped of the ball by Britton. You can call it ugly offense, whatever you want, but these 3 minutes have felt like a rugby match. Shellington throws it for Kelly. Now it's John McMillan again. Dropping dimes. This one for Gingras. Behind the back, Ellingson's out there. And Murphy with the left arm keeps it in front. Nielsen to McCann. Can't run through Sherbanek. McKenzie now. Thought about shooting it. Good step by Morris. And now Morris pushes away McCann. He had McMillan beat, but Jacob Morris just got enough body on McCann to push him outwards. Now it's McCann again. Gets past Morris, and he's knocked to the ground. They're going to call a hit from behind. Tassie's going off here. Now we wait and see if it's a 4, and that's what it will be. So it's a double minor. Beaumont going to the power play for the first time this afternoon. Pellis for Wildeboer. 5-hole attempt. McMillan says no. Ang's on the kill. Now it's Fouillard, 4 to shoot. Lets it go. Now there's Britton up top and McMillan runs into him. I thought John McMillan was going to take his chance to get even with Britton. Instead, he plays the nice guy card and cuts off the pass. Now it's McCann, stopped by McMillan. He's doing it all out there. And the Irish national team member helping him out on the penalty kill in more ways than one. Fouillard, one-arm dish. As Greg Bray. Around Hicks. Greg Bray still has it, 5 to shoot. Wells pushes out. Bray with the little fadeaway. Misses the net completely. .230 left to go on the double minor to Tassie. McKenzie across the floor. Kelly was there. Now Wildeboer's pass goes off the boards. And into the ceiling. Sherbanek getting mugged with the ball on the penalty kill. Nielsen walks it up, 1/2 of the double minor killed. McKenzie lets that one go. It's over the goal. Wildeboer back. 5 to shoot. Over to McKenzie again. Kicked out by McMillan. McKenzie back up top. AJ Pellis' shot got blocked. Now Murphy deflects it. Matt Murphy. 1-on-2, make it 1-on-3. Got his pass over. Wheaton's off the bench. Jordan Wheaton up top for Ang, and they'll eat some more of the clock. Ang over to Wheaton. Tip play. Gingras, outside look. Rebound's going to go to Ang and Britton now. Up the middle. Gingras on the back check. Couldn't get to him, but Britton gets stopped by McMillan anyways. A for effort as Ryan Gingras gets back. Spadafora can kill off another 10 seconds or so. Gonna run it through traffic. Wants to take a beating, I guess, and he gets bundled into the boards by Nielsen. No boarding, I guess. Good to see Spadafora up on walking off on his own. Now it's Shellington for Wildeboer. Buzzes the tower of McMillan. Back to Wildeboer again in tight. Shot got blocked by Sherbanek. Now it's McMillan. Throws a stretch for Tassie. It's going to bounce around and Kelly beats him to it. Liam McCann, outside look. Easy stop for McMillan. Now Jacob Morris has Krywalt in transition. Up to Nick Krywalt. Hansen's off the bench, as is Bright. Smart play there, but Morris and Krywalt start the offense in motion. Now a hard pick by Hansen. Sends Osterman to the ground one more time. And Osterman a little slow to get up here. Took a hard pick off the back, so while they tend to him, will step aside. It's 4-1 Fort Saskatchewan inside the JRC. Osterman's up and off the floor, and we're back at our 11:15 left to go. In period number 2, Nathan Shellington off the half wall. Pass to no one, ends up off the boards. Finds Zach Wildeboer. Murphy with the fake. Snaps everyone's head left. Jordan Wheaton's in the corner. Pass got knocked out. Here's Chris Britton trying to pick it up. Partial break for him. Britton far side wide of the cage. Could hear the footsteps coming. Chris Britton. There was a lot of conversation after the first period. And I think Britton heard some footsteps. Murphy. Passed up to Needham. Vellner's up top for Zach Wildeboer. Tests out the logo of John McMillan. Sam Dock has Shellington on him. Dock's gonna try power his way, and now he's just hit into the suicide pole there by Liam McCann as Ang rings one off the post. Ang circles the wagons up top. Fouillard down low. Hit by Britton, and now Fouillard getting into it a little bit there. McKenzie, right side, Vellner to the middle. His shot's 4 feet wide as he gets sat down by Murphy. And now Krywalt and Murphy had a 2-on-1 opportunity. And one Murphy stopped by the other. Wells, another shot going high and wide. Now he gets his stick up on Sherbanek, not too happy about that. Now Sherbanek and Vellner gonna have a few words here. And in transition, it's D-word. Him and Woy-Witka head north. Nielsen's not happy about it, but it's 5-1 Rebels. Matt Murphy now with Ang out in front. Ellingson grabs the lone assist on Dewart's second of the ball game. Rebels lead by 4. Kelly for Shellington. McCann now finds a loose ball out in front. Shot goes over the goal. Vellner battling as the shot clock expires, and it'll be Fort Saskatchewan possession. Morris for Gingras. 7:45 to go in period number 2. Outlaws looking to play spoiler here at the JRC. Down to Fouillard in front, got that shot off, and now Spadafora vying for the rebound. Wells to Wildeboer. Now it's Shellington. He'll fire it, but we got penalties coming up here. It's like Matt McKenzie's getting a cross check. If my eyes tell me correctly, that's what it'll be. 2 for cross-checking. Rebels power play goes to work. Second time of the game, they're 1 for 1 so far. Special teams has been the difference maker here. Rebels have 1. Outlaws are 0 for 2. Shellington to McCann. Tassie and Crywalter on up. McCann throws it away. Easy 5-on-4 defense for the Rebels there. That's all the Outlaws are gonna do. Here's Zhang, Fouillard's out in front. Around McCann and he scores. Marcus Fouillard embarrasses Liam McCann. He had him looking at the stars. Tucks one past Murphy at 6-1. Marcus Fouillard has both of the power play markers, and the Rebels lead by 5. Shellington fires it over to Kelly, and they put it behind McMillan. 6-2 now the score. Dewart down low, running into Wells, and now a loose ball pick or a moving pick gets called. Nielsen not too happy about it, as Hansen takes a couple extra hacks and whacks. Now with Gingras around everyone in the twister, scores from downtown. 7-2 Fort Saskatchewan. It's the former Warrior Ryan Gingras getting in on the scoring party. Hansen grabs an assist. Here's McCann. Push to the outside. Zach Wildeboer. Pass got knocked down by Morris, and he gets it back off the wall. Here goes Jacob Morris in transition. Now he's got Wheaton with him. Jacob Morris. Gingras as well, dishes it up top. Marcus Folliard. Head of steam. Gingras in the corner. Wheaton up top. Folliard settles it down. One arm over to Gingras. Back for Wheaton, down low cut, 5-hole attempt. Murphy closes the wickets. Folliard's up top, has Hansen back with him. Little low fake. All the way over to Ang now. High to low bounces this one wide, and it tests out the late stanchion. Shellington trying to cut to the middle. Cole pushes them out. Vellner, 7 feet high. Wildeboer now, little backhand flip. McKenzie's got to chase it down. McKenzie dumps as the shot clock expires. Probably wise, thinking at 5 fresh sets of legs out on the back end. Gingras for Spadafora. Ends up in the stick of Wheaton. Back for Gingras. Had Jordan Dewart cutting towards the middle. Liam McCann now tries to get to the middle, stripped of the ball by Morris. Wildeboer back over to Shellington. Morris gets stick on hand, doesn't let him have that time and space he wants. 10 to shoot. Pellis back in Beaumont. Over to McCann, sub shot got blocked. And now McCann takes an extra hack at Krywalt. No retaliation there. You can tell which team's gonna try play discipline as they're going on to the playoffs, and which one, well, their season ends in roughly 22 minutes. Greg Bray now tickles some twine behind Murphy. It's 8-2 for the Rebels. Jordan Dewart from his own zone. Shellington's all over him. Now Shellington tries to use his hand, and Nielsen comes in and takes a run at Spadafora. Nielsen's got his arms up like he doesn't know what he did. Now Greg Beret walks in and he scores. Are we sure he didn't put it through the net? Greg Beret with an absolute cannon makes it 9-2. Well, some fireworks going off on the Outlaws bench. Not happening on the offensive side of the floor for them, though. 2 goals in the first 39 minutes or so. Tassi up for Murphy. Back to Wojciech, and he gets barreled from behind. Beret for D-Work. Rebels only have 4 on the floor. Wheaton puts it on goal. And Murphy with the save. Matt Murphy now. Up to Zach Wildeboer. Nielsen's out in front. Morris has it now. His pass got knocked down, but he gets it back. Sherbanek. No shot clock reset. Sherbanek's gonna do it himself. All the way towards the goal, and he scores. Chris Sherbanek puts it in the back of the net. And I guess we'll wait for the official signal, but what an individual effort. Where did that come from? Chris Sherbanek. With 20 seconds left in period number 2, Chris Sherbanek makes it 10-2 for the Rebels. Chris Sherbanek has entered the chat for goal of the year with 20 seconds left to go in period number 2 at the JRC. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and thanks for joining us. It's Cody Jansen with you on 12-Ounce Sports. Right off that face-off, Jordan Wheaton wins it, and the Rebels are going to call a timeout. So we'll see what Jeff Wright and company will draw up here. Fort Saskatchewan will put John McMillan on the bench, and they'll go 6-on-5 for the remaining 17 seconds of the period. Shots 31-23 in favor of the Rebels. Right away, Britain goes after Greg Beret. That feels like a few years of pent-up aggression. And now it's Beret up top. Back for Fouillard. Over to Ang. Perfect ball movement. Shot goes over the cage. And now this one's going to bounce out as time expires. 40 down, 20 to go. It's Cody Jansen with you on 12 Ounce Sports, and we're back with the third period. After 40 minutes of play in Fort Saskatchewan, the Rebels lead the Beaumont Outlaws by a score of 10-2. 20 minutes left in the Outlaws season. And for the Rebels, well, they can't afford to lose here. They need home floor advantage in the first round of playoffs. Shots were 17-13 in favor of Fort Saskatchewan that last period. We'll see if the rough stuff picks up a little bit. As we all know, when your season comes down to a close, you don't think about suspensions and penalty minutes as much. Outside look by Gingras, easy save by Murphy. Zach Wildeboer. Pass out in front behind the back look by Kelly. McMillan ends up with it. Now Logan Noyen's behind the net. He'll run it up the floor himself, and he hands off to Ellingson. Marcus Fouillard right through traffic. Murphy got a piece of it with the shoulder. Liam McCann. Down into the corner. McKenzie's there, and his stick goes for a ride as Vellner tries to step into Sherbanek. Here's Murphy. It's Matt Murphy on Matt Murphy. Short side scores. Fort Saskatchewan's Matt Murphy gets the better of Beaumont's, and it's 11-2. Well, that could be one of the weirder breakaways I've ever called, as Matt Murphy from the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels scores on Matt Murphy, the goaltender of the Beaumont Outlaws, to make it 11-2. And now in goal, Matt Murphy got pulled, and Michael Cunningham comes in. His 7th game this season. Michael Cunningham between the pipes now for Beaumont. Outside look by A.J. Pellis, easy save for McMillan. Now he sends it up to Krywald. Nick Krywald's got a breakaway. Krywald far side, stopped by Cunningham. Chris Britton off the far half wall. Tees it up early in the shot clock. Easy stop for John McMillan. Ellingson for Hansen. Little hidden ball trick, and Hansen blows this one past Cunningham. It's a dozen for the boys in red. Fort Saskatchewan wasn't quite set off that face-off, but Simon Hansen has his first of the game, and it extends the lead to double digits. McCann over to Wildeboer. Helmet stop for McMillan, and he'll stretch it up to Noyen. Logan Noyen spins around Needham. Gingras for Greg Beret. Jordan Wheaton runs this one, and it gets blocked In transition, Steven Nielsen now. Back check of Greg Bure scares him away. Britton now. All the way across the floor for McKenzie. Back to Britton again. Easy step to the right for John McMillan as Jacob Morris gets taken down. Krywalt. Runs it up around half, and Dewart. He's got 2 in the game. First goal in the first period, first goal in the second period. Hansen's down in the corner. Takes a double team. Ellingson's out in front. Whips it high over the cage. Needham on Dewart. And Dewart's backhand had everyone ducking. Shellington. About 25 inches wide. It's going to bounce 200 feet down the floor. Cunningham. Up to Kelly. Zach Wildeboer. Hard pick and a bit called on Dulk. Likely a cross check. Finds the ref, that's the call I'd be making, and that's what it looks like they'll give him as well. So he goes off for 2 or less. Sam Dulk to the sin bin. Outlaws back to the power play, 0 for 2 in the game. McKenzie's up top, over to Britton. Britton now, low and wide. They've got Zach Wildeboer, one of the best young shooters who came out of junior B, and they're not letting him tee it up from up top. Another penalty coming. Chris Britton gets stopped by McMillan, and now it'll be a slash getting called on Tassie. So I guess you can practice a 5-on-3 kill now if you're the Rebels. Why not give John McMillan a few more shots? Really test him out. Shellington has it, trying to pull it short side. Good look, got stopped. Noyan pushes back, Matt McKenzie. He'll walk it in a little bit. But now it's Britton in tight. Back to Shellington, and he scores. 5-on-3 capitalizes, it's 12-3. Nathan Shellington gets the backdoor feed. Puts it past John McMillan. And it's back to a single-digit lead. There's hope if you're the Outlaws. Wojciechowski for Spadafora. Bouncer over the cage. Wojciechowski's on Hicks. Down to 16 in the shot clock. Outlaws still on the power play. Liam McCann down to Shellington. McMillan with the save. McKenzie back to Wildeboer. Quick stick robbed by McMillan. Sliding on his knees left to right. Matt Murphy leaves it for Fouillard. They can eat off another dozen seconds or so here. And that would leave him with approximately 12 seconds left to kill in the Tanner Tassi minor. Full yard. Little spin move, put it on goal. Murphy with the save as Ang gets pushed into the boards. Battle ensues. We're back to even strength. And now Britton almost gets run over. He was on the Tanner Tassi train tracks. He felt it though. And it looks like we're gonna have a pair of coincidentals. As Fulliard's going off with Josh Sherby. And they'll give Beaumont possession. And we'll play 4-on-4 for the next couple minutes, barring any other penalties. Wildeboer back to Shellington. Shot got blocked by Sherbanek. Now McCann knocks the ball into the Rebels bench. Over to Pellis, back for Shellington. Down low, Shellington, far side, doesn't tuck it in the cage. McCann to Pellis, out in front, and McCann gets buried by Sherbanek. Now John McMillan, airballs one. Couple 100 feet north, and they'll have to get 4 defense back on the floor. Mitchell Vellner will take a turn on offense. Zach Wildeboer. Looked like McMillan might have got his arm on it. They gave him a reset. And it's Shellington. Airmails one. Wildeboer grabs it off the glass. Back for Matt McKenzie. Krywolt's all over him. Wildeboer takes a couple of whacks now. Both refs have their hands in the air. Penalty coming, and it looks like it'll be Krywalt going off, I do believe. Nick Krywalt heads to the sin bin. He's going to plead his case. Might need a better lawyer to get out of this one. Outlaws power plays 1 for 4 so far this evening. They'll get a 5th look now. Nathan Shellington, the only one to score on a power play, isn't on the floor. McMillan up the floor. Bouncer, Murphy. Cunningham beats him to it. Back to 5-on-4 as Jeremy and Fouliard get out of the box. McKenzie down to McCann. Lefty, strong look here. Shellington up top. Kelly fakes himself out. Shellington will let it fly. McMillan with the save and an easy hold for him as well. Tassi splits through everyone. And now him and McCann are gonna get into it. Tassi's the only one getting one here. And let's be real, I think the refs know if the Outlaws are on the power play, they're less likely to do anything crazy. Their season's done in 9 minutes and 25 seconds. The Rebels have something to play for, so I don't mind just taking one at this time. Back to Shellington, put him on hat-trick watch. McCann stopped by McMillan. And here goes Tyler Cole, the former Junior B Rebel, buzzing around the floor, has to avoid the restraining line, and we're talking millimeters. He avoided that. Now Dewart has Nielsen on him like a backpack, trying to spin around, and he'll do so. Jordan Dewart has his defenders on rollerblades. Shot goes wide, he'll have to leave it on the ground. Five on three ensues for the Outlaws. McKenzie down to McCann. In tight, pushed out by Ellingson. Now Ellingson. They battle for a loose ball. Ellingson takes down McKenzie. And a delayed whistle's gonna get called. The Rebels test out the 5-on-3 penalty kill one more time. McCann gets it back. Quick stick got stopped by McMillan. And now they'll blow it down and let Chris Britton reset out of the corner. Britton and McCann are playing the posts here. You got Pellis and McKenzie up top. No Nathan Shellington for whatever reason. McKenzie's up top. His shot goes wide. Bounces back to Nielsen. Bobbles it up top. McKenzie back. McCann was waiting there, and Dalk takes him to the ground. Sam Dalk on the penalty kill, doing some serious work. And McCann doesn't want it after that one. The physical intimidation factor steps up, and Matt Murphy lays a double pick on Nielsen and McCann. Now Krywell trying to get through a double team. Nielsen's got him pinned up against the boards. Gingras had possession. And they'll give Gingras an extra 30 to run around. Smart play over to Greg Bray. Ang now gets a little pick from Beret. Not a lot of room. We'll see if he even tries to shoot this one up top. Little fake dump back to Fouillard. He's in tight. Great kick by Cunningham. Greg Beret's got the loose ball. They can eat off the rest of the penalty to Ellingson if they want. Ang's got it on the half wall. Fouillard, 4 to shoot, couple of fakes, and he tucks it wide. Four straight penalty kills for the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels, including a couple of massive 5-on-3 opportunities. Interesting choice, though, by the Outlaws to keep Nathan Shellington stapled to the bench on those, though. Zach Wildebor's in tight. Shellington back to Wildebor, stopped by McMillan. Talk about dialed in. John McMillan's made 34 saves. Wojciechowski stripped in transition. Vellner, he'll now push it. Osterman out with Will DeBoer. Matt McKenzie's off the bench. Shellington, pass down low, and now McKenzie's gonna get his stick up on Krybel. Ball gets thrown away. Rebels need a couple new fresh bodies on defense. McKenzie throws it to no one. Wildeboer grabs the Lucy. Now McKenzie out in front. Kelly gets stopped. Rebound finds its way to Matt Murphy. He'll get around Wildeboer. Matt Murphy looking for a second. No dice on the breakaway. Spadafora for Hansen. Simon Hansen walks into one. Tries to put it through the boards. D-Wart for Wheaton. Jordan Wheaton now. Little twister on the backhand. Chris Britton's gonna run up with it. Stripped by Simon Hansen. Britton now having a few extra words for Hansen. Wasn't happy the better player took the ball away. Now Gingras quick stick. Spadafora down to Wheaton out of the corner. And Nielsen, a little spin move to swim move combo. 3:30 to go in the regular season in the Alberta Series Lacrosse. Rebels looking to push to 7-4-1, which would give them a home playoff date next weekend. They would get games 1 and 2 and 5 if necessary. Wojciechowski up for Ellingson. Fouillard now, plenty of room. Shot goes over the net. Now Greg Beret, outside look. Cunningham's come in and made a few big saves. Really settled things down. Here's Nielsen with McCann. Liam McCann's got a break. Off the pipe. Not sure if McMillan got a piece of it. Stays out nonetheless. Jordan Wheaton now walks into one, it's wide. Gingras, 10 to shoot. Low bouncer, Cunningham's got to take a look behind him. And he'll take his seat on the ball. Will DeBoer, less than 2 to play. Liam McCann up to Vellner. Can't put it through the chest protector of McMillan. Ag now is cutting through the middle. Greg Beret. Little one-arm swim move stolen by Nielsen. Will DeBoer with it. 60 seconds to go in the regular season. McCann now. Pushed to the ground by Morris. The traveling Laxman gets the best of the college stud. He'll jog it up the floor now. Waits for the O, and it's Fouillard out with Wheaton. Looks like they'll sit this one back. 10 on the shot clock. Probably dump it in the corner and play defense one more time. Oh, Fouillard wants to drive it. Test it out one more time. And Jeremy, they'll have a few words. No harm, no foul. 15 seconds to go here in regulation. And they score off the outside, but Chris Britton throws a haymaker at Ryan Gingras. Sherbanek will have a few words for him, and Chris Britton takes a walk of shame with 10.7 seconds left. So with home floor advantage, if my math and calendar reading does me correct, game one of the Alberta Series Lacrosse semifinals is going to be Saturday at 6 o'clock right here at the JRC. Game two on Sunday, 2 p.m. versus the Calgary Mounties. I would assume that game one is going to be a doubleheader with game two of the North Division semifinals in the Junior B circuit between the Rebels and Crude. Likely a Saturday afternoon start, of course. We'll announce it when we know, and you'll find it on my Twitter at Janner on PXP. Final score from inside the JRC on a Sunday evening. Fort Saskatchewan 12, Beaumont 3. The Rebels finished the regular season 7-4-1, good for second in the Alberta Series Lacrosse. Beaumont falls to 1-11, and their season ends short without a date in the playoffs. The chase for the President's Cup is coming up. Join us next weekend for those. It's Cody Jansen with you on 12 Ounce Sports, and we'll talk to you in a week.